folks. Welcome to watching Your Next Move. I'm your host, Evan Saint-Gerard, your real estate agent here in New York, Queens to be specific. This is episode 47. I can't believe we made it this far. With that being said, our special guest is from San Diego. So I'm going to let her introduce herself, where she's from, any information she wants to give us. So, special guest, introduce yourself.
Thank you for having me, Evans. Congratulations, 47th episode. My name is Melina Rissone. I'm an associate real estate broker in San Diego with Coldwell Banker.
Awesome. Now, for those who don't know, where exactly is San Diego?
San Diego is located on our beautiful west coast in the south. In the south of our county, we have the border of Mexico. And in the north of our county, we're almost bordering Orange County and then LA.
All right, I have to ask, what's the weather out right now today in your area?
It's gorgeous today. A little bit on the humid side, I want to say, but I believe it's about 75. It's always sunny and just a gorgeous day in San Diego. It's, kind of fall time is starting. So in the summer, it's obviously hot all the time. In the fall, in the mornings, we get already a little bit more chilly. It's just a fun time right now.
What do you guys consider chilly, by the way? I'm just curious.
Chilly, I would say 65.
That's regular
68.
New York for us. But anyway.
68. I did wear a sweater this morning when I went to walk my dogs, but I really want to say that it was probably 73 maybe. I get cold quick. But yeah, it is definitely... In San Diego, really, we have weather that's beautiful all year long. I couldn't give you a particular month that's not nice. It's just we're blessed that way here with our sunshine days.
Well, here in New York right now, we are lucky to have some sun. Is actually there. The sun is out for the last couple of days. We haven't had like the nasty weather that we had previous weeks. But that being said, for the people who are stuck in New York sometimes, or they feel stuck and they're like, I'm done. I want to get rid of my shovel. I want to retire my shovel and I want to move somewhere. I want to talk about San Diego. Why should they move to San Diego? What's the main reasons?
Yeah. Actually, I can certainly share. I've done this myself, not from New York, but I was born in Germany. And so when I graduated college with a hospitality degree, I thought, the world is my playground. Where do I want to move next? And I picked San Diego back then, started working here for a few years with a major hotel corporation, and then started my real estate business in 2005. I figured, why move around all this time when really San Diego has the best features? What I want to say, other than the weather, what I really love about San Diego is all the nature that's surrounding us. We have the beaches. We have the forest, the Mount Laguna and the Cleveland National Forest. And then also we have the desert so close. In addition to ski resorts, our ski resorts, I want to say they're about an hour and a half away. The desert, about 2 hours. And the ocean, well, that's right here. So yeah, San Diego has lots to offer.
Let me get my brain around what you just said 5 seconds ago. So you have skiing options, you have the beach options, and forest also, all in the same areas?
Yeah, we have everything. We have everything here. It's so fun for all these activities one can have. Let's say if you liked boating, you can do that. Let's say you liked skiing or snowboarding, you could do that in just about an hour and a half. Or if you liked forest hiking, we have the Pacific Crest Trail. Everything is about an hour away from San Diego. And if you wanted to go to Baja California in Mexico and enjoy some fishing or lobster eating or some eclectic shopping down there, there's some really fun spas that are opening up. We have the Valle de Guadalupe, which is a wine country down in Mexico that's become very famous. All of that is so easy to reach. You would just want to cross the border. Or you can simply go to Temecula, which is just north of San Diego County and Riverside County. And we have Temecula there with all these new wineries popping up everywhere. So lots to do. As a matter of fact, we're always so busy. And when people complain, half of the stuff that we're so busy about is we can't decide what fun stuff to do next. So
that's a good problem to have.
Hence, our homes at times tend to be on the smaller side. We're out and about all the time. So when we have people come from areas where 6 months of the year they're snowed in, certainly they need to have the big houses, 3,000, 4,000 square feet. In San Diego, especially in the metro area, a lot of our floor plans are maybe a 2 bedroom, 1 bath bungalow type house, 1,000 square feet. Well, East Coasters or maybe Midwesterners, they can't even imagine living in that type of floor plan because
Hmm.
they're not used to being out and about quite as much. But the reality is we spend essentially the majority of the day outside doing stuff.
That's good to know. All right, so we talked about outside. Now, for the people who like outdoors things, what about music, arts, and stuff like that? Other recreational stuff.
Yes, certainly we have a great art scene here. We have the symphony that's located in Balboa Park. Balboa Park is located right, I would say 2 or 3 miles north of downtown San Diego. And Balboa Park hosts all of our museums, or the majority of the museums in San Diego, also the theaters and the symphony. So if someone wanted to explore the arts, there's lots to do here. We have a lot of festivals, especially in the fall, but also in the summer, lots of art festivals. We have our rabies shell down in the harbor, and it's sort of the very small version of the Sydney Opera House, so to say. It's also a
Okay.
shell like that. And we have some great concerts offered and great artists that are coming to San Diego as well. Of course, it's somewhat on the smaller scale. If you wanted to, go to a great Broadway show or so, that would probably be Vegas or LA or New York.
Hmm. Okay. But you have your whole vibe there. Um,
We do have a
for
great vibe here, yes.
for New Yorkers, I'm not speaking for everybody. For New Yorkers, we're kind of like a fast paced lifestyle. Now, if we're
Uh-huh.
going to San Diego, or not just New Yorkers, but anybody else who's looking to slow down a little, is San Diego someplace they should be considering?
I think so. So it depends, of course, on a couple of factors and what you're looking for exactly. But if you like the outdoors, if you like boating, if you like just to be close to the ocean, if you like going to really nice restaurants, I do want to say that we have a very good food scene here. Very authentic food, really from all over the world. I have traveled quite a bit. Also, I am not from here. I'm from Germany, and I do want to say that anywhere in the city you can find really, really good foods from all over the world, great restaurants. So if you would ask me right now, Evans, what kind of food do you not have in San Diego, I could not even tell you. I have asked myself this question in the past, and whatever food I feel like, yeah, I can always get it. Sometimes I have to drive maybe 10 minutes at the most, but it's all around from all over the world. We have Asian food here. We have, all the different niche sort of countries are literally represented. We also have a great beer brewing culture here in
You're
San
speaking
Diego.
my language
Uh,
right now.
yeah, exactly. See, and mine too, because I love beer. I'm from Germany, and so that is something I love. The tastings, wine tastings, that's fun too. But beer tasting, that's really the thing here in San Diego right
You
now.
you
Lots of
really have my attention
beer
right now.
brewers. Yeah, lots of beer
Talk to
brewers, and
me.
we have beer gardens. And
Oh,
remember, San Diego has the weather to enjoy the beer garden all year
I
long.
I gotta ask you, since you're a connoisseur of beer, many beers, what's your
Uh-huh.
favorite all time beer?
Ooh, I like the IPAs that we have here. I like
Hmm.
ambers that are just a little smoother. But of course, coming from Germany, we have the just a very traditional Kölsch, which is just a
Okay.
very fresh kind of somewhat like low to medium alcohol level beer. I like that, and I have that for lunch at times. That's just something that we do. We have pretzel or some kind of snack and a beer for refreshment at lunch. So yeah, and yeah, like I said, the great news is you'll find these beer gardens scattered all around our town, especially around Balboa Park. But even you'd be so surprised, you would drive through some kind of borderline industrial area maybe, and there's breweries popping up with really great beer gardens, and oftentimes they don't have their own restaurants. So what they do, they bring their food trucks And again, these food trucks, so every night you can see a different food truck there. And these food trucks provide food from all different areas of the world. So you'll have some Mexican food or some sushi or German food or Middle Eastern food, or I mean, you can find it all, I promise. If
So
you're
you're
a
not gonna
foodie, San
starve.
Diego is the place. If you like beer, San Diego is the place. Wine,
Okay.
we got the wineries. Nature, we got you covered. Gosh, I
Okay.
didn't even prepare this. I swear, this is just coming out.
It's coming off the top of the head. All right.
Yeah,
So we talk
just like
we talk
that.
about food. If I have to ask, what's your favorite food? German food. That's one, and then San Diego food.
Um,
If you have to pick one
yeah.
for each
So
category.
it. Oh, well, then I want to say San Diego food because I don't know if there is actually a specific San Diego food. San Diego really has this rich food culture from all over the world, and you can find everything everywhere. So I don't know
But you
that
can
there's
only
a
pick one.
specific
You can only
dish.
pick one for the rest of your life. What would be that one dish?
Oh my gosh. If I could only, and I would be cooking or I would be eating there
You're eating. I'm not gonna put you on the spot to cook it. You're gonna eat it.
with the
Basically, it's
cooking.
the only.
Okay. I'll do the eating part. Well, I would probably say I definitely like seafood. I definitely like seafood. So it'd be something with seafood. And in Germany, that type of seafood we don't have quite as much. So it'd probably be here.
You said beer would be
It would probably be
the.
from here, from
Oh,
San
I think you said
Diego.
beer. I'm like, my answer is always
Yeah.
beer, but
No,
that's another story.
that's a, that's too
All right.
funny. What kind of beer? I should ask you really what you like to drink.
You know what? I drink like I mostly domestic stuff, but right now I'm getting into Stella, uh,
Oh, mhm.
Modelo, and Corona. I've always been drinking Corona, but Modelo is what I've been drinking more now
Yeah.
lately for some reason.
Me too.
I
I
drink
love
some IPAs
Modelo's.
from time to
Absolutely.
time, but Modelo is my
Mhm.
favorite right now.
Yeah,
Oth-
100%. Right
other
there
than
with you.
that, we talked about everything. We got to talk about real estate because this is a real estate show. So
Yes,
somebody's considering
absolutely.
selling. They like everything that you mentioned about your area. Now, what can they
Hmm.
expect price wise, and what kind of properties are out there for them?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually hold a certification by the National Association of Realtors that's called SRES, and it stands for Seniors Real Estate Specialist. A lot of my clients are looking, they're active adults and seniors, and they're looking to either A, find a smaller home, or maybe move to some sort of retirement home or community where they can continue their aging journey, right? So, what they can expect here in San Diego for a property to move into, our median sales price is 850, and I want to say that would get you a larger condo in the downtown or greater metro area, or a house if you go to the outskirts. Most likely it would be sort of in East County, so there's the cities of El Cajon, Lakeside, where you tend to get a little bit more land on your property, or maybe South County, the cities of Chula Vista or National City, where you also get a little bit more land. You have short drives, short commutes still, and you still get to enjoy all of San Diego. If you wanted to buy a 3 bedroom, two bath property, detached single family home in Metro San Diego. The type of home that we find here is like a craftsman property, most likely for a single family home with about a 6,000 square foot property around it. I'd say your price point is probably around 1.2 to 1.35, depending on the zip code and depending on the proximity to the ocean. The further you go east, the more you can get for your money. The closer you get to the ocean, the more expensive it gets. That's kind of as a general. So we have a beautiful coastal community that I love to share with folks and to help sell. That is Point Loma. Point Loma is a peninsula. There is 2 zip codes on Point Loma. One zip code is the properties are on a hill. So essentially, there's a hill
Hmm.
on that peninsula. One side overlooks the downtown skyline, and the other side overlooks the Pacific Ocean. So on this peninsula, to give you an example, for a 3 bedroom, two bath with about, say, maybe 1,500 to 1,800 square feet, you'd find a property right around 1.8 to $2 million, roughly around there. And the lot size would still be a really nice backyard. Wouldn't be gigantic, so you wouldn't have to worry about really maintaining much there, but probably 5,000, 6,000 square feet or so.
Okay. Now, Okay. Now, with that being said, I have two different questions for you. Um,
Yes.
if someone is thinking they're moving, they want to know what their next move is, and maybe they're thinking, all right, San Diego sounds and looks like a place I might want to actually consider buying something, holding it there, and
Yes.
renting it out. Is that an option?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely. I think that's a great option.
okay, and what about Airbnb? Because that's very popular now.
Absolutely. And actually, I should ask you because New York has been in the headlines there for Airbnb. Ooh, and since
Yes.
you can't easily do it anymore, now you might
Nope.
have people that want to do it in San Diego. A lot of the times when I get these calls for Airbnb, it is a couple or family or individual. They're looking to retire in San Diego at some point down the road, but right now they have some funds available and possibly a pre-qualification for a loan when they're still working, right? And they want to prepare for that retirement. So they want to buy a property right now where they easily can, and then rent it in the meantime, and then move into the property down the road when it's time to retire. Now, San Diego has also undergone through some changes in terms of the Airbnb business here. We do require, or the city does require, owners and landlords to have a license to rent their property to short term tenants that are less than 31 days in their property. So, certainly, if someone was considering San Diego as a destination, I'd love to get them the proper resources so that they can see if buying a property here and renting it short term is the best option for them. There's always the option of renting a property 30 plus days. That would no longer be a short term rental or considered an Airbnb type business in that way, but could still be on a month to month or maybe 3 months. A lot of clients that are no longer doing short term business in their rental properties, they have now opted to furnished 3 months rentals because we have a lot of corporate employees that get assignments here, or nurses, or someone that got an insurance claim, or whatever the case. People are looking for short term furnished houses that is 30 days plus all the time. And there's a couple of different websites where those rentals are being advertised, but that's always a great option for someone as well. That, let's say, they're looking to occupy the home themselves during the summer for a couple months, and then they have 6 months to cover. They could opt for either short term rentals, or they could also look at having two separate tenants for 3 months each in their furnished properties. Lots of different options. I'd be happy to hear someone's goals and then support them with the proper resources so that they can see what works best for their specific financial scenario with their homes.
That's one of the reasons why I like doing this show is pretty much to give people resources,
Mhm.
give them ideas of what their next move can possibly be. So it might be buying, it might be renting, it might be short term, it might be long term. You never know. Life throws curveballs at you all the time. So we want to give you as
Agreed.
many options as possible. So when you are ready to make that move, whatever your next move is, I keep plugging that in there. Whatever your next move is, at least you have the options. You have this showcase to hey, you know what? Maybe I can do this. Maybe I should be calling Melina and booking an appointment and seeing what options are available to me and what makes sense for me and my family. Now, you did mention something
Absolutely.
I wanted to talk. You mentioned
Yeah,
something
go
I
ahead.
really wanted to talk about: the jobs. That's really important
Yeah.
for a lot of people. Whether you're retiring or you're moving for whatever reason, you're seeking a new job opportunity, or you're starting a new family, or you're starting over. Whatever the case is, what kind of jobs? What are you seeing people moving there job wise? What's there for them?
Yeah, you mean the kind of industry that we see here in San Diego? We
Yeah.
have a lot of biotech here. Tech companies, yes, absolutely. Also, biotech. Lots of labs, especially all along the 805 freeway and also the 5 freeway. So that's what we see: tech companies, biotech companies, lots of entrepreneurs too here in San Diego. So we kind of see a good amount of all different sectors. But I would say yeah, biotech is probably one of the biggest employers. But Amazon moved in big time here in San Diego. Google is here with their own campus, and they keep expanding the campus. We have Sony, we have Qualcomm. They make chips. So there's definitely some major players here and employers in the tech industry.
Okay. Now I gotta ask this question because I'm doing this
Yeah.
for a while. Who are
Uh-huh.
the most famous San Diegoans? I'm not sure what the term is. What do you call people who live in San Diego? Is there an actual
Oh,
word?
San Diegans. Yeah. You got it.
San Diegans. All right,
Yeah.
I was good at that one. All right, who's the most famous San Diegans that you could talk about?
That live here in San Diego, you mean famous San Diegans?
Yeah,
Gosh, that's a
either
really
live there
good
currently
question. Wow.
or from that area.
The Ford family has, from former President Ford, they have family here in San Diego. I know that because we recently listed a house as a company for them. Tony Robbins coming out of San Diego. So
Oh
that is
wow, did
probably who
not.
I would. And I do want to say that I don't always keep up with everything the celebrities do and where they move in and out of. But I do know that Tony Robbins is coming out of San Diego, I believe the Encinitas area, or definitely North County coastal area. And I believe he still has a house here as well. Deepak
Okay.
Chopra has been a resident in San Diego. I think he's in New York for the past maybe 10 years or so, but he was always in San Diego as well. And so I think San Diego is a nice balance, especially when you live in, let's say, New York or some metropolitan area in that way. Somehow, San Diego has been able to keep this small townish feel, even though I believe we're at the 5 million mark for our population here. I mean, we've just really grown, and you can see it on the freeways too. Definitely, San Diego has grown so much in the past 20 years that I have been here. But when you walk through the neighborhoods or when you drive through the neighborhoods, especially in the Metro San Diego area, it just still feels very smallish, I want to say, and it's just so sweet. We have the airport very close here in San Diego, so that there is some noise affiliated with that at times. But on the other side, it is so easy to get in and out of San Diego. You could literally land and be in downtown within 20 minutes if there's no baggage delay in
Okay.
town, from landing and then in town.
When I
Fabulous.
travel, that's what I like to hear. I like to hear that basically I
Yeah.
can get my Uber, get my bag, and I'm
Yeah.
already on my destination, already at my
Yes, it's
restaurant getting
fabulous.
my beer, drinking my beer.
Exactly right. Recently, I was on a trip in Dallas, and it took me almost like an hour to get to town from the airport. So it's very quick in San Diego, and I think that is part of why it feels so smallish, kind of, when really it has become a gigantic city. And don't quote me on this, but I believe it's isn't it? Maybe it's definitely one of the 10 biggest cities in the U.S. And it does
Okay.
not seem that way at all. So I want to talk about the smaller beach communities that we have. Great opportunities there, especially for someone that's looking to have a vacation rental right on the beach. There are some HOA communities and neighborhoods and buildings. That's essentially what people buy those condos for. They're 85% of them or so for investment. And there are a few of them that come to mind right now, and there's always something available. So if someone was looking to cash out of one city and then bring their investment to San Diego, there's definitely lots of opportunity always.
I'm glad you brought that up. There's so much to talk about. I want to give people enough information so that basically when they are ready and they want to take the next step, they're going to call you. So with that being said, how do they reach you if they are
Yeah,
interested?
so definitely I want to provide all my information for your show notes so people can easily maybe even have the Calendly link there and schedule a 20-30 minute conversation with me or so. I'm definitely happy to do that for people and listening in to what their scenario specifically is and consult in that way. But yeah, certainly people can call me. My phone number is 619-865-6017. Check out my website. That's melinarissone.com. And then, of course, even if people just Google my name, I will be on all your favorite social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. You can find me anywhere, and I would love to connect with you as well there.
All right, awesome. Is there anything that we talked about or we didn't talk about that you want to tell people, what like a best kept secret that we didn't cover yet that they should know about San Diego?
Best kept secret. Let me think about it. Well, I think I did mention that we have everything so close here in San Diego when it comes to nature, to activities, just having fun in the sun, so to say. And then it depends on what someone's hobbies are. Me personally, I like camping. I like to go to the desert. There's lots of little nook and cranny hideaways, so to say. And if someone was into that, I would love to share those. But yeah, there's something for everyone here, I believe, and it's definitely the San Diego is our playground. So lots to do.
All right. With that being said, I think all we have to do is raise our cups and say prost, I guess.
Oh, of course, right. Well, today with coffee and your drink right there. But yeah,
Water.
next time when you're in San Diego, Evans, now you have to come to San Diego so I can show you
Oh,
around
hell
to the
yes.
different breweries.
Yes.
That would be so fun. When are you gonna come?
That's a good question. I have to look at my itinerary to see what my schedule is, and I'm definitely want to book that. A beer trip is in the future for me.
Perfect.
With that being said, you have the last words. What do you want to tell people? I know there's a lot of misinformation they're hearing in the news about rates, about real estate and stuff like that. What words of encouragement can you give like somebody who's buying, investing, or selling? Words of encouragement. You have the last words.
Yeah, what I would like to say is that we can never really play the market. How could we possibly have a crystal ball and forecast? As a matter of fact, I wish I did, and then I would probably be in Vegas all day and be retired tomorrow, right? We can't really forecast the market, but what we do know is what we can control, and that is our own financial destiny, our own future. I always tell people if you can buy right now, let's set up a plan so that the investment that you're making will make most sense over the long run. There's always going to be ups and downs in real estate. We all know it. We all have seen it. Right now, if you have an opportunity to purchase, definitely get into the market. Let's make sure it's a safe investment. And just like we all know there's ups and downs, we also know exactly the same way that real estate is always a good investment and that you can really not go wrong unless you needed to cash out in next year, 2 years, or whatever the case. But if you can hang on and it's a wise investment, you can cash flow, it's always going to be the best investment for you.
With that being said, I know I said you're going to get the last word, but I'm just going to say remember to like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for the opportunity.